Welcome back. This is Agrippa Row, second part of my tutorial video for SWG Star Wars Galaxies Awakening server. Okay, so I've created my guy, my human character. At this point, you get to choose a starting profession. So you have several options. This arrow down here: artisan, brawler, entertainer, marksman, medic, and scout. Each one serves a different purpose. Your artisan is going to be your basis for all your crafting. So if you want to start off and craft from the beginning, if you're a die-hard crafter, go ahead and start here. I do suggest you look up some guides. There are several useful ones out there. One of the guides you might try to use is SWG pre-CU, pre-combat upgrade wiki, or wikia. So that's a good one to start with if you want to make stuff, and then you'll branch out into other professions. Let me be clear here: what you choose now does not lock you into any type of class. This is an open skill system. You can go back and learn all these. You can unlearn them to free up skill points. So don't be worried about that. So Brawler is your melee guy. He can do unarmed combat. He can fight with swords, stun buttons, pikes, all stuff like that. So if you want to be up close and personal with your enemies, I kind of find it a little bit odd because it's a sci-fi type game, so, but you remember the movies. They had a lot of guys wielding all kinds of weapons, including melee weapons, so that's a cool option. Entertainer, they're going to be a little bit less exciting. They're kind of hang out in cantinas usually, and they heal wounds, mind wounds, and dance around. You learn new moves to do, but it's generally, I don't know, I wouldn't suggest starting out with that unless you really are like a die-hard role player or somebody that just likes hanging out in one place. Marksman, that's going to be your more general gunslinger. You can learn several different things off of that. Medic, I wouldn't suggest starting with that either because you might not always have a group, but obviously you can heal things, heal people. And then Scout, which again I wouldn't suggest doing because it's more, you might find some useful things in there. You have some crafting things you can do out of that. Make these darts that slow down monsters and things like that. But if you really want to start out as your stereotypical sci-fi action hero type guy, go ahead and start with Marksman. If you want to be more a tough guy that can gets into hand-to-hand fights, go with Brawler. Crafter, Artisan, the other ones I'd probably hold off. You can always pick these up, like I said, later on. So I'm going to go ahead with Marksman because I want this guy to be kind of like a range specialist, at least to start out with. And you just click Next. And here's our part where we name our guy. And I'm going to type my name in there. And away we go. Make sure that if you want to do the tutorial, which I do suggest if you're at all new to this, even if you haven't played for a while, go ahead and do the tutorial. I'll go ahead and load up. You're going to find that the game loads pretty fast if you have a more modern computer.
To Star Wars Galaxies.
This one, it pretty much just walks you through. Use the arrow
keys to move, or hold down the right mouse button to move forward. You can look around by moving your mouse. Using the mouse wheel, scroll
one
forward
thing to remember right off the bat is that this is not like regular MMO
you'll
control.
Be in first-person mode.
You kind of have this limited box in front of you that your cursor can go on, and anytime you swing your mouse around, it pulls the camera with you.
By pressing
if you
the
right-click,
plus and minus
you'll
keys.
turn your entire
Try zooming between first and third person.
Your character that direction as well. It's going to tell you to do a few things, zoom in, zoom out. You can do
Give it a
that.
try. Scroll This is your chat window. Type here
Just kind
to
of
speak
follow
to your
along what
fellow
it's
players.
asking you to
Go
do.
ahead and try it. Just type what you want to
It's
say,
asking me to go
and
ahead and
then
say
press
something,
enter.
so I'm going to say,
Don't be shy. This is your holocron. You can access
off
it
the
by
next
pressing
stage. It's pretty
Control
much all
H.
based off of
Whenever you need information about something in Star Wars Galaxies, press
what it's
Control
telling you to
H
do and just
to
following
find it in
along
your
with it.
holocron. To close this screen, press Control H again.
Okay, so to begin with, one really important part of this
Come through the door
is
and down the hallway
going
there.
into here. If you want more traditional MMO controls, go to Options, which is the little wrench. Open that up.
Come on.
Go down
Don't keep me
to
waiting all day.
Interface, or no, I'm sorry, Controls, Key Map, and then it's
Come
going to open
on.
this other little
Don't
window.
keep me waiting all day.
And
Move forward and click
says
and hold your
load a
mouse on
standard
the
key
Imperial
map.
officer until
so
the
one way
radio
to do
menu
that
appears.
is going into here and changing it to MMORPG modeless or EQ style. I'm going to go ahead and do modeless. You can try out different ones. And that's gonna make it so that you have like the WASD controls. It'll be a lot easier to work with. See, now I have the free mouse cursor and I right click to turn my camera with it. I move with WASD. It's a little more comfortable for me. You can choose what you like and what's more comfortable for you, but I'm gonna go with that. So let's go ahead and follow the directions. Head down here. I gotta talk to this guy. He's basically let me know that they shot our ship, destroyed it pretty much before, after they took us off it. And they're blaming me for
He
it,
is
of
now
course,
your
'cause
lookout
this is
target.
stereotypical
His name appears
Empire
over
behavior.
his head. Click and hold
That's
the
more
mouse
like it.
button
Well,
to
I'm your
get a
supply
radio menu on the
disbursement
Imperial
officer. I don't see why we should waste good supplies on refugees like you, but he's going to give it to you anyway. You ask him what happened. Blah blah blah. Blew up our ship. And he has some supplies for us. You could talk to these guys if you want to. It's kind of neat to look at the different races they got running around here. Some of them are not player races, like this guy right here. So I'm going to run over here and open up this drum. Inside you have a melon and a land speeder. So the land speeder is going to be invaluable once you get it. The melon, you can just go ahead and eat it. There's no reason to hold off. It's not that useful. It gives you a small buff. But again, you're going to find much more useful food down the road. So we're running down this way. Now this is going to show you your banking terminal. Saying that they blew up the ship. And my supplies and everything I owned is gone. But you can buy anything you need down at the planet. Great. They said they're giving us some credits to reimburse, and you can deposit them at the bank. Now, one important thing you're going to find is that there's a radial menu when you right-click things. So if I go up to this banking terminal and right-click it,
Banks let you deposit and withdraw
you get
cash on hand.
several options. You can examine.
also use the bank
Sometimes
to store
you get more
items.
than two based
You can
on what
only
you're doing.
retrieve your items from the bank in which you stored the
When you use your
item.
bank,
You can only store
you can
items
join
in the
this
bank
bank
you've
if you want
joined.
to. I wouldn't do it
Although
though.
you can change banks
Use
at any
these
time,
terminals
you can
that you
only
find
be a
throughout this
member
tutorial
of one bank
as
at a time. You can
kind of
spend credits from your bank
view
account
only.
at
Do not
most
use them
terminals.
for anything else. There's no real reason to do so.
When you find hard
if you
credits,
hit I, you're
cash
going to
on
look in your
hand,
inventory and you're
be
going
sure
to
to
see
deposit them in your
they
bank as
gave you
soon as
some cash.
possible
You have
to avoid losing them.
1,000 credits in your bank and then some cash on hand. Now again, I would not suggest using these things any farther than that, and I'll explain why in a moment here. So you just head down these stairs. It's kind of like one of those little bit more longish tutorials. But it explains a lot of useful things to you. You can see these graphics are turned all the way up. If you want to change your graphics, by the way, it's kind of older game, so you want to get the most out of it. Just go ahead and go back to your wrench, and you go to graphics, and the important parts, I mean, you can change your field of view, view distance, and your brightness, contrast, etc. But down here, this is the part where it's really going to be change the level of graphics. I don't have shadows on. I always find shadows to be crappy in games, and they tend to bog you down more than anything else. Not that I'm really worried about it here, but something to consider. So you can see I made my guy a little bit taller than average. There's no good baseline. That's one disadvantage. So you're not really going to know how tall you are till you get in. I'm a little bit taller than a stormtrooper, and considering some stormtroopers in the movies and things were kind of short or middle average height, that's what I wanted. Okay, so we get up to this guy. It's C-3PO, Q-3PO lookalike. Well, he's a C-3PO lookalike. He's talking about cloning and blah blah blah.
Use the cloning terminal.
This is an important part.
You can do this through the radio
It tells
menu,
you to use
or
the
you can
cloning
just
terminal.
double-click. The cursor changes when over a usable
Now,
item.
I used it, but do you want to pay 1,000 credits to clone
Use
yourself?
the insurance terminal.
Do not do that. Just take my advice, because you do not need to have a clone right now, and it's going to waste 1,000 of your credits. If you look here, you have 1,100. So you don't want to use 1,000 credits. Same with the insurance terminal. That what it does is it reduces the
Proceed to the next
damage that your weapons and armor take. Well, basically all the equipment you have when you die. So again, you have simple beginner stuff. You don't need to do that. The cloning terminal, what it does when you need it is when you clone yourself and then you die, it reduces the amount of wounds that your clone will have when you walk out of the new, with a new body. So again, right now it's not too important, and I would not want to waste all my credits if I was starting. I did that one time.
If you're going down that hallway,
and it made it a little bit
advance
difficult to
warning
start
of what's
out.
Down there.
Actually, I got to the end of this
radar.
tutorial, and something that happened was I didn't have enough money to get trained in my novice marksman, which comes up later. So you want to hold on to that money. Okay, so this guy's talking about a crazy pirate, blah blah blah. Next, you want to go into this next room. Imperial officer, talk to him. He wants you to take care of it because he's chicken shit. And he gives you some weapons. So I started as marksman, but this is just general weapons he gives you. He gives all three types of weapons: a rifle, a carbine, or carbine, depending on how you want to pronounce it, a pistol, and a survival knife. Alternatively, you could just beat him in the face with your bare fists, which is effective in this game, actually. Each one of these weapons has advantages and disadvantages. Generally, pistol and rifle offer a little bit better damage base. The carbine is a little bit more control based. So I'm going to go with the rifle just because I like rifles. But feel free to experiment with anything you want. Don't feel too locked in. I'm just mentioning that because some people, like me, obsess about stuff like that.
The hallway is blocked by debris. Attack it to destroy
so this is the first
then
little
proceed
combat
to the
you
next
have, which
room
is kind of
to
boring.
face your enemy.
But what you do is you basically destroy this debris with your, with your weapon. And it takes quite a long time. You don't have any special abilities yet, so it takes some time. This little window here, if you're wondering what the hell this thing is floating around your screen all the time, it's your buff window. It shows you all your buffs. So a good place to put it is right next to your attack queue, which this is right here. You can put it up there or below it. So yeah, this is your attack queue. You can queue this up with several attacks, and that's going to help kind of plan out your strategy in the combat. You can click a few extra icons and kind of set the combat up. Here's your little mini map down here, kind of standard fare. You do have coordinates. which is useful. I'm not sure if you can make this bigger or not. I've moved it around, but I haven't seen a way you can make it bigger. You can expand that way, but I don't see the map getting any bigger. So I just kind of leave it there. You're going to see little dots on here, and they're useful because it's going to kind of tell you, identify different things, including enemies, which is the part that's important. Really, is the red dots are enemies. Pretty much what you expect. So I is for inventory. When you equip stuff, you don't have like a character window. You just double click it, and if it has this green box around it, that is equipped. So you can see I have all 5 of these items equipped. So that can be a little confusing if you're used to the traditional way of doing things.
In combat,
Okay.
you can spend your health,
So you can
mind,
see,
or action
finally,
pools to invoke special attacks.
I destroyed
the
this
attack
damn
option
barrier.
on the radio
It takes a
menu
while.
will be the default attack
Okay,
for
now
hostile
here's
creatures.
this guy that you want to attack. Now,
When you hover your cursor over someone,
one
your
little
cursor
useful thing you
changes
can
to let
do
you know that you can attack them.
is you can go
Double-clicking
prone.
them will attack them. You can also cycle
And
through
you
targets
can
with
kneel.
the tab key.
And if you click him, target him by just clicking him, you're going to see a little number next to his name. This is your chance to hit if you have a bonus or a minus. So when I'm kneeling, I have plus 35. When I'm prone, I have plus 50 from this range. When I'm standing, I'm at plus 21. So you can see it increases. Now basically when you are in those different positions, you are easier to hit when you're up close. So I'm going to go ahead and try to ambush this guy from up here. Why not, right? You have your standard fare hotbar here for abilities. Now if you want to add a few abilities, you go down to abilities and commands. Looks like a little something explosion, a starburst or explosion. Click that. You should have one tab for combat, and you can see I don't have a lot of stuff here, but I'll go ahead and put on here if it'll let me. Yes, there it goes. I have a little area attack, which could be pretty useful sometimes, but these are point blank, so I'm not going to start out with them. I'm just going to start out by shooting this guy. Boom. So you can see I got a hit on him right off the bat. I'm doing okay so far. He's kind of meandering around. It looks like he can't come off that platform. I'll just keep on tagging him from up here, relative safety. Okay, so he blew himself up.
Congratulations, the pirate has been destroyed.
So you want to stand back
now
up
you can
if you're
loot his
prone or
corpse
kneeling.
by clicking and holding your mouse
If you're
on
prone,
him
you'll just crawl
until
around,
you get the
so you have to
radio
actually
menu
hit
option
stand.
to loot.
And it tells you to loot this guy, but don't worry because he disappears shortly after. There is no loot on him. It's just trying to show you how. So you continue on up here, and we're almost out of here, guys, so bear with me. The main thing I actually wanted to mention here was, again, do not spend that money. Oh yeah, they're all cheering for me. Of course they are. I did the heavy lifting.
Converse with the Imperial officer.
This guy kind of looks cool. Pretty good detail on his face. So talk to this Imperial officer. And he's going to say, oh, you did great. And
The Imperial officer has directed
he
you
tells
to
you
a
to
skill
go talk to
trainer.
this skill trainer.
Converse
So
with the
this is what I
skill
was talking
trainer to
about. When
learn
you
your
talk to
first
him,
skill.
You want to say you're interested in learning a skill, and then it's going to have the available skill set that you started with. So I chose Marksman. I'm going to learn Novice Marksman. And it says it's 100 credits. Now somehow, when I got done with that other part, probably because I insured and did the cloning, I ended up with no credits, or less than 100, and I couldn't do this. So again, there's no need to do those things and spend the money. So go ahead and click yes. And I just got Novice Marksman. Now, what does that mean? You go down to Skills, which is a little lightning bolt. Open that up. You're going to see your profession, if you want, and that's on My Character tab. If you want to see all the professions, you go to My All Professions, and you can click each one and see all the different things they do. Basically, for Marksman, you just mouse over and actually click the first box that you are. It gives you increased speed and accuracy with pistols, rifles, and carbines, and gives you some certifications. So it's pretty simple. and it gets more complex. You get more abilities as you go along. So that's that. This is a mission terminal. You will be using those, but for now there's no need. Yeah, that guy's a little big, isn't he? He's kind of a giant. Well, he's bigger than these guys at least. So yeah, you got that out of the way, and you're almost ready to go down to the surface. So you get to choose a couple starting areas. Used to be you were able to choose the planet you started on, but so far I haven't seen that in this server. Maybe they wanted to concentrate people on Tatooine. Go ahead and talk to this guy. Oh, I don't have my release papers, so I have to go back and get them from the corporal. Somehow I missed that. I did that the first time too. I could have swore I didn't see a guy up here though. Wait. Oh, there's this guy. Yeah, see, like, some of the stuff in this tutorial is kind of quirky, like that. Like, I didn't see I had to talk to this guy. Huh? Uh-oh. Did I do something wrong? Let's see. Okay, that guy doesn't have anything more for me. Let's see if I can talk to him.
The Imperial officer has directed you to a skill trainer.
Again.
Converse with the skill trainer
and actually,
to
he told me
learn
to
your
talk to the
first
skill trainer
skill.
again, which I already did. So let's see if we can get this to unbug. Back to him. Uh-oh. I hope I'm not bugged out, because that would suck. Put all the effort into making this guy and everything. I think somebody else had this problem too at one point. You don't have your release papers? Well, you better go get them from the corporal. Make it snappy. Hup hup. Why? Warp terminal. Can't use it. Okay, so let's head back this way. Again, you might run into the same thing. Sometimes it gets a little bit tricky with this. It's all like set up off of script, so if you don't hit the right thing,
you cannot take a mission from this terminal. To take a mission, you will need to find a mission terminal on a planet.
Well, he is...
You can also speak to NPCs and do tasks for them. There's one over there who has something for you to do.
See that? So maybe you have to double click this mission terminal first. So it's kind of annoying, because like, how would you know to do that? So anyway, you go talk to him. Now he has the blah-de-blah. Where's the quartermaster? Oh, here's your documents.
Move to the next room to deliver your release documents to the quartermaster.
Finally. So if you run into that problem, just kind of look around, try double-clicking different stuff, and you'll clear it up. In that case, it looked like I had to check out the mission terminal, which doesn't make much sense.
Converse with the quartermaster.
So you talk to this guy. Can I leave now? Yes, so you can travel. Go ahead and go up here, right click again, like I was saying, for the radial menu. Use. And you can join different areas. Bestine. Freelance pilots. It's basically 3 different locations on Tatooine. It doesn't really matter where you start. I'm just going to start neutral. I think it gives you puts you in Mos Eisley. Okay guys, so I'm going to wrap it up here for this video. I hope it was useful, and next I guess we will check out some basics of starting out. Okay guys, thanks, bye.